New experimental cocktail, first test. Let's check it out. Wow, that juniper is a real kick in the teeth. This isn't right, but I think I can fix this. Let's head to the lab. I originally designed this cocktail for a contest on Reddit. I believe the rules were Chambord and champagne as the ingredients to choose. Had to be an original cocktail. I got this idea in my head that, you remember The Little Mermaid? The original, not the new one. That crazy chef that was chasing around that crab. I wanted to know what would he drink? Now, he seems a little snooty, so you might think there were snifters of brandy everywhere, but I thought, no, that guy, he's got a sweet tooth. He's going to take that Chambord and he's going to do something a little bit more interesting with it, and he's going to top it with champagne because, of course, he does sound French. But then how is he going to spice that up? And I thought, you know what? Gin. Gin is the right choice. So I designed a cocktail around gin, Chambord, and champagne. But instead of just putting in straight liqueur, I said, why not make a sorbet out of this? I thought that would add a little bit of depth to the cocktail, make it a little bit more of a dessert, something that was not just pleasing to the palate, but a little bit extra for the senses. The cold sorbet would start out with a pretty decent kick of the gin and the champagne, but as that sorbet melted in there, it would definitely bring out that sweet flavor. So let's build this and see what happens. So I just want to show off how rich and decadent this sorbet looks. Oh, this is a beautiful color. It's deep crimson red. So we're just going to take 1 scoop of the sorbet. We're going to throw in 1 ounce of gin. This is going to be the Drum Chambord, the citrus, right on top. And of course, we're going to top that with some screw top champagne. Nothing better. I think that the cheaper champagne has a richer, a crisp, bitter flavor. I think if you use something too nice, it's just going to kind of blend in and wash out. So let's garnish that with our little raspberry. And there you go. The Lei Pwa Sson. Let's check this out. That's really interesting. When I first tried it, I actually had used Hendrick's Neptunia. I really wanted to use the Summer Solstice, but I couldn't justify opening up one of my bottles of that. I thought the Neptunia would be perfect because it's got some seaweed in there, some umami flavors. I thought that would really balance it out. It turned out to be terrible. Not the gin, but in this cocktail it was absolutely terrible. So I decided to go with something a little bit more citrusy. The Drum Chambord. This is with the Sardinian citrus. Really interesting, really crisp flavor. That citrus really brings out the raspberry, eliminates some of the tartness you would get there, cuts through that sweet a little bit, and just adds to the flavor in the champagne. So here on Mixology Phrenology, it's always our goal to up our game a little bit, just to elevate our cocktails. I thought it was a bit of a cop-out to mix a raspberry liqueur into a raspberry sorbet. So I had an idea, how do we improve on this? And so I found a bottle in the back of my cabinet. So we're gonna use this rose hip liqueur in place of the Chambord in a new raspberry sorbet. And instead of using the Drum Chambord, I think we're going to switch over to the Citadel, the garden one. I think that'll really make it this pop out. This will be a really interesting cocktail when we get done with it. So let's just quickly run through how we're going to make the sorbet. It's an integral part of this. You do need to know how to do that, and then we'll just rebuild the cocktail. All right, sorbet is pretty easy. We're just going to use 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. We've got a 1/4 cup of water. We've got a 1/2 cup of that liqueur. Doing a full cup of sugar. This is a mix of raw and white, because I actually ran out of white sugar somehow. Then we're going to add the frozen raspberries. I'm going to use roughly 5 cups. It's going to be about 20 ounces. Let me go grab that and we'll dump it right in. All right, let's just throw that. Get that lid on. Make sure you blend this on high, otherwise it messes up your motor. The good news is that once you get it strained out, it should be set perfectly, especially for our purposes, because we want it a little bit melty. Just because we don't want a big hard ice ball in there, we actually want this to melt in the other ingredients. So let's take a look here. Oh yeah, perfect. We've got another ounce of our Citadel gin. And let's just top it with that champagne. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that's phenomenal. That was the perfect gin right there. Juniper's not too strong. You can definitely taste a lot of the lemon and the yuzu that's in there. It's coming across perfectly. The rose hip's a little bit hidden, but I kind of get some undertones in there. And I believe with the rose hips. Perfect. Absolutely perfect cocktail. Hey, do you guys do any ice cream or sorbet cocktails? Let me know down in the comments below. This has been another experiment live here. Mixology Phrenology. I'm your host, Bitter Steve. Hope to see you at the next video.